All right, everybody, welcome to the Haas Talent Show 2010. Really excited to be here. I'm joined by Elise Mariner on my left, and I, of course, am Blake Brundidge. And we've got a lot of great acts tonight. Pretty excited to be here.
Why don't we give it about 2 more minutes? If everybody can come in, take your seats, grab some drinks, some food. Let's get this started. Tell your friends to sit down.
All right, so one of the things we wanted to do is really, Elise and I were both very involved with Days at Haas over the last couple weekends. Great, yeah, thanks, Lauren. Yeah, woo, admissions, yeah, it's great.
I think Lauren was a little less involved than I was, but no, I mean.
I was that excited last year when Haas made a mistake and let me in. But anyway, with that being said, there was a whole lot of questions that came up during Days at Haas. And Elise and I took the chance to kind of write them all down.
I'd like to preface this with, it was very big of us to do this because normally when faced with a crowd of people and a microphone and 2 hours of your time, I'd prefer to spend it, shamelessly self-promoting.
Well, certainly, I'm also interested in self-promoting. But we wanted to take the chance to kind of provide them with the right answers as they begin their Haas careers. So we actually put out a list and collected questions from new admins, and we'll be kind of spending some time answering those tonight with you guys. And we'd appreciate some of your thoughts if you could just shout out. And we reserve also the right to mock those comments. So with that being said, I'll present us with the first question. And obviously, it's I think the most important question is, how good is Cal's football team going to be next year?
Blake, I think I can take that one.
Okay,
obviously, we
sounds good.
started out pretty strong. We had some serious victories over some teams whose names I can't remember.
I think one was Eastern Washington. Big game.
Huge. And as I recall, I think we even got a couple first downs against USC and Stanford. Yeah. So
a couple first downs, got a lot to build on. I think it's going to be a successful year next year, for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take the next question here. I think we've actually been hearing a lot about the protests in Berkeley in the news lately, and this new student is wondering, what was it actually like to be there as a student?
Yeah, I think that's a tremendous question, because obviously Berkeley is kind of the capital for protests in America. So I would like to say, every once in a while, we like to venture down from Mount Olympus and really see what the commoners are doing down below us. And I had the chance to talk to some people who were protesting, and it appears that really they're on the same page as the business school. We'd all like Berkeley to be more profitable, right? The stock price has just been getting battered, and obviously if profit goes up, that's going to be great. So there's 2 main ways of doing this. You can either raise revenue by raising fees, or you can do budget cuts. And now one group really seems to be interested in raising the fees, and the other, obviously, budget cuts. And from my viewpoint, I think we should just do both. I think that's what most of the protests are. Everyone's really on the same page. Pretty impressive, really. So with that being said, the next question was, what's going to be new at Haas next year? And I'd like to invite out Liz Callahan to answer some of those questions. So, Liz, thanks for coming, first off.
Absolutely.
Fantastic to have you here.
Thank you.
So, Liz, everyone knows you were a pilot in the Army. How do you think that prepared you to become a
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Just want to preface this. I know I could certainly answer these questions in an intelligent, straightforward manner. I could tell you about the strategic direction we're taking as a student body, but to be honest, that's really not that interesting. I'm going to take an angle instead of answering these in the form of interpretive Facebook photo poses. So, please, fire away.
Certainly is innovative. All right, so I'm going to start over with my last question. Liz, everyone knows you were a pilot in the Army. How do you think that prepared you to become president of the NBA? Okay, I get it. Yeah, so there's only one way up. All right, so what do you think about the class of 2010 as they get ready to depart? Yeah. Took the words right out of my mouth. And do you really feel like the class of 2000 is ready to take over? No doubt we are. And I'd like to take a minute to talk about some of the initiatives you're working on for next year.
That was the beanie. Sorry, I don't have the beanie.
Everyone gets it. You all get it.
Just laugh.
You all get it. All right.
All right, Liz Callahan's out of time, but she's got to go sell cookies.
All right, so the next question, and this is just to utilize the screen behind us, which takes about 3 hours to get down, is I really want to attend Haas, but I'm worried that I won't be able to get a loan. What should I do? If we can go ahead and hit the slide projector, I can explain through this. Great company. Did a case on them once. So this is not the answer to that question. All right, so again, the question is, I'm worried I won't be able to get a loan. How should I pay for my MBA? So I'd like to take us through some things that are pretty familiar with us and introduce some new ideas to you. So we can go ahead and proceed to the next slide. I'd like to present everyone with what we all know to be a risky investment. Next, please. Yes, that is Greg Beloff's school loan. High chance of default, and if Greg were to actually go to a bank and try to raise money for his MBA, it would be terribly expensive, really high interest rate, and I think everyone can appreciate that. Let's take a moment to linger on that. Okay, next. So what are we going to do with Beloff's debt? So I want to introduce an idea for an investment that I came up with. And what we're going to do with Greg's debt is pair it with other risky assets. Let's go ahead, next. Yeah, that's Neil Shaw debt. Let's click it again. Yeah, that's Jason Mills debt. And then one more. That's Carlo Woods debt. So really, when you put all of them together, right, the chance of them all defaulting at the same time is nearly, it's completely non-existent, really. So I think people are going to want to invest in this, and I've actually come up with a name for it. Next. It's a collateralized Beloff obligation. So I think everyone can kind of get that, and really no risk, only upside, and it's to provide cheap loans for Greg et al. To go to the top school in the land, Berkeley, of course. Next slide. So, some of you might ask the question, what if they all default at the same time? And actually, there's another investment vehicle that could protect banks in case this does happen. And here's the solution, please. And one more. We'll create a Beloff swap. So this has actually been introduced by a hedge fund and a well-known investment bank, just in case Greg defaults on his loan, and so does Mills and Shaw and Carlo Woods. Only upside, really. So everyone's going to get to go to college, and really the future's very bright.
Thank you, Blake. I think you're going to make an excellent consultant.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone loves those PowerPoint skills, don't you?
Luckily, the majority of us, including this extremely talented group of students who are up next, will have no problem paying off those hefty student loans. Please welcome the X-Bar Band with Rohan Reddy, Shinbo Wan, Carlos Cabra, Fabio Masuda, Gustavo Botello, and Miguel Martinez.